Welcome to Mechanical Advantage Garage. I'm Kerry, and it is nighttime here at the Mechanical Advantage Garage, which is usually when I get to work on stuff. Kids in bed or kids doing something like our homework, and that's usually when I get my only time to work on stuff. So today, short video, but I'm going to show you a neat trick someone taught me that I think some of you guys can benefit, and that is how to clean chrome with a sock and good old-fashioned white vinegar. So let's take a look at our subject today. So this is a center pipe for a 1973 to 1975 Kawasaki H1 500 two-stroke triple, right? I actually have an entire stockpile of these. There's one set of H1 pipes, there's one set of H2 pipes, and then there's like a couple extra spares. But if you look in on this pipe, it is not in the greatest of shape. Let me show you. It's got little spots here and there. Nothing too terrible, but when you really get in there, right? Let me see if I can get it to focus up here. Here we go. You see all these little like rust stains. And some of this stuff, like, where is it? Right here. That's not actually pitting. That's dried on castor oil. Actually, this thing has like a whole bunch of caked castor oil right here from when it was on a bike. Somebody spilled it. You can see the drips. It's so disgusting. But this pipe is completely solid. So I use my old Holy socks as rags around the garage. You can see this is no longer... as a friend of mine used to say, yeah, that ain't going to fly again. But I have soaked it in white vinegar. You don't have to do a lot. I held it in my hand over the sink and I just, soaked it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to slip it over the pipe and let it sit overnight. And when I come to get it tomorrow, all this schmutz, all this rust and kind of gross stuff here, that's all going to be gone. And this is going to look like new chrome. So let me put it on and we'll see what happens. So why I like using socks is they do kind of fit nicely right over. And actually, for cleaning exhaust pipes on the bike, you can usually cut a hole right here and slide them all the way up. And just to be on the safe side, I'm just going to give it a little bit more vinegar. I know I shouldn't be doing this over the painted quarter panels of my Jeep, but beggars can't be choosers, right? So got that in, and just rub it in. Make sure that it's contacting. I'm gonna slide this down so that the vinegary part is not sitting on the Jeep, and then we'll check on it tomorrow and see how it came out. All right, so next time you see this, it'll be daylight. So here we are the next day, and it was cold overnight in the 50s, so this is still slightly damp, but let's see how it fared. Now, this is untreated right here. You can get in real close and you can see that there's a whole bunch of like little rust spots and some corrosion, especially like right here in the triple chrome plating. And also some of this stuff like over here isn't really chrome. It isn't really rust. It's like this. It's castor oil that has spilled on the pipes and is speckled and whatnot. All right, so let's see how this looks. All right, I'm grabbing it thoroughly, like squeezing it to try and pull off whatever. But yeah, overall, that's not bad. I mean, there's still a couple scratches and maybe a couple of spots to attend to. These here are, what do you call it, muck? Not rust, but the the castor oil because it comes right off when I scrape it with my fingernail now. There is still some like dimpling in the chrome. That's never going to go away. But yeah, look at this versus like right here. You know, now we can clean this up a little bit better, but let's see what the other side looks like, because a lot of time this was the side where the vinegar was being held in. The other side is where it was, you know, not being held in so well. So let me grab a paper towel here. Yeah, so you can see around the seams where it wasn't pressed up clear, but so it's fogged over a little bit. But if you just give it a quick rub, you'll see, yeah, that comes out just as nice. And then, if you really want to get crazy, we can grab some chrome polish and see how this does on top of the vinegar treatment. Oop, went and dropped it on the truck. All right, here we go. So now these pipes were never great chrome to begin with. You know, the Japanese didn't really master chrome until, I want to say, the 90s. You know, a lot of the 70s and 80s bikes don't really have great chrome. But yeah, just giving this a quick polish, you'll see. Yeah, look at that. All that stuff comes right up. So yeah, this is one of my favorite ways to remove chrome because it's the least amount of manual labor possible. You just let it sit overnight with a sock soaked in white vinegar over it, and you end up with fairly decent chrome. And when I say fairly decent, like, that is pretty damn good, you know, compared to what it was before. I mean, there's still gonna be some manual labor on these things, right? You never get rid of it fully without a little elbow grease. But I don't know, man. Like, look at this. This is pretty great. And you can see, like, unpolished versus polished. And I can just give this a quick rub. Now, the pipe keeps moving. And then we go to, like, here. Now, you guys might be saying, well, the chrome polish is doing all the work. And I tell you what, this was untreated. Let's just hit it with a little spot right here and see how much different it comes out. You know, there we go. So this over here is where we soaked it in vinegar overnight, and this is an area right here where we didn't. And I'm just going to give it a quick polish and see how close it comes to the vinegar treatment, right? And I know I should be using a microfiber towel and all that stuff, but paper towels are handy, and I'm using it on both sides anyway. Okay, so where are we here? All right, well, that's the space I just polished right now with the chrome polish, and as you can see, it doesn't come out as clean, right? You can really get in there. There's just going to be areas that don't look that great. Yes, it got rid of the triple plating corrosion. That's the copper level, those little green dots right in there. They look like white on the camera, but that's the copper layer corroding itself. But yeah, look, this is good. This is great. Like, seriously good. So that's my trick. That is a real cheap and easy trick. You get white vinegar from the grocery store. It's usually a couple of bucks. It's not expensive. You don't want to leave it on for too long, and you want to make sure that you wipe it down to dry, because, and when I say too long, like, you don't want to leave it on for a week. A couple of days at best, you know. But overall, I'm kind of excited about this. Now, I can cut the end off that sock and then move it up the pipe slowly till we get to the top here, and you know, we see where it gets really, we can see how clean it'll really get. The other way to do it is to take the sock, and I've done this before with pipes that are on the bike, where you can't, you hit a mount and you can't go over the mount. I will just take it and wrap it around, like, you know, I'll soak it, and then what I'll do is I'll just pull it around like that, and I'll get a whole bunch of them, and, you know, keep doing it like pipe wrap, and leave that overnight, and when it comes out the next morning, you know, it's flawless. So, yeah. So that's my trick for cleaning chrome cheaply, easily, and with the least amount of manual labor, because quite frankly, I hate polishing stuff. I hate cleaning bikes in general, because you're just going to ride them and they'll get filthy again. I tend to just ride the whole season, and then at the end of the season I'll clean it before I put it away, so that I have a clean bike the next time I take it out at the beginning of the next season. But while it's season, unless there's like a show or something where I'm going to, even for shows, I don't really clean bikes that much. I just don't like it. Why clean when you can ride? But I do work on old bikes, and I don't want to say I restore them, but I make them functional again. And I like to clean parts as I go. And so if I have a rusty pipe, I do like to make sure I'm not putting rusty parts back on bikes I'm reassembling. So this was my little trick. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you next episode.